All right. I think we have plenty to talk about today. I think, at least. I do have the TikTok going on right now, but we will not go full on TikTok. Okay. All right. How are we doing today? This Saturday night. Let me go ahead and start the live stream because we actually do have some interesting things to talk about. We do have some interesting things to talk about regarding this interview that Infantino had with FDP Radio. FDP Radio. Let's go live now. All right. Dímelo, mi gente, ¿cómo está? Travel football fan here. I'm helping fans save money and travel the 2026 FIFA World Cup. This is the Saturday night live stream. Again, I'm trying out different things here, different times to join everybody and to talk with folks. Try to find like the best times, to host these lives and whatnot. I do have the TikTok running right now, but that is only to just push people over to the YouTube. Hey, oh wow, we got a bunch of folks on right now. Okay, cool. Let's do this. So, first of all, apologies. I know I had said originally 8 o'clock. All right, I had said 8 o'clock originally. Then it got moved to 8:30, and then it's past 10. So I thank y'all for your patience as I've been getting back home from coaching. Pretty much, talking to my wife and all that stuff. So like, yeah, I've had a lot of things to do. Before I was able to start the stream today. So I really appreciate y'all's patience in that. Okay, so a couple of things. Okay, I do have the FIFA Collect Drop page because there's actually new packs that were dropped on FIFA Collect. So we'll review those, okay, as well. And TikTok, again, I'm not going to go full 1 hour with y'all either. I'm going to do like the first 20, 30 minutes maybe, and then ask all of you to join me on YouTube, okay? But perhaps before we go into the FIFA Collect Drop discussion, there was an interview that Infantino had with Andres Cantor, okay? And it was very, very interesting in the fact that it was kind of short. It was a very short interview, relatively speaking. I thought that they would have like a 1 hour sit down exclusive type of situation. But no, it was only really, I mean, in terms of the content that FDP Radio had. Yeah, Panthers, let's go! Let's go, Panthers! Yo, Florida beating up these teams in hockey. This team plays 5 miles away from the Florida Everglades, y'all. Let's go, Panthers. Let's go. It's so wild. Anyway, let's go, Panthers. Okay. Yes, so thank you, Junior, for typing it in, basically, for our non-Spanish speaking brothers and sisters. But basically, Infantino said the tickets will go on sale after the Club World Cup. So we're assuming August, September. So it looks like that now the time period has moved up again. And so instead of October, December, it is going to be August, September. But there was no indication of whether it's going to be the packages, as the Seattle CEO said, or if it's going to be individual tickets. So we don't have a process yet, which is it's really interesting that, I don't want to say that Seattle was lying or anything like that. I'm not going to even insinuate that, but it's more like, who is giving who the info here, right? There really isn't like clarity in that respect. So that's one. And then two, that the draw is confirmed for the first, like I think he said the first week of December or early December. We were getting already indications of that it was going to be that time period, but they did not reveal the city. So there's no revelation of the city, although it's basically going to come down to either Las Vegas or Washington, D.C. as the two potential host cities for the FIFA World Cup draw. Excuse me, not Club World Cup draw, but FIFA World Cup draw. But yes, that it will happen in December. Okay, so what I really did want to talk about with Infantino, and again, chat, remember that you can go ahead and submit your questions. If you want to drop a donation, a dono, you can donate in the form of stickers, any amount. If you want me to answer your question first, drop a donation amount. happy to go ahead and answer that for you there on YouTube. So again, thank you for that. Um, I believe Club World Cup ends on July 15 or 16, I believe is what it is. Okay. So, and again, TikTok, folks, first of all, no likes, tap the screen right there. Go for a quick 1,000 likes, but also join us on YouTube, okay? Because this will end in about 20 to 30 minutes here on TikTok, and the rest we're going to go ahead and do it on YouTube. Okay. So, main thing is this, okay? Infantino was saying that, hey, they've been working with the American government that they've gotten assurances that all fans will be allowed to come to the United States and Mexico and Canada, because he's obviously having to add those two countries as well. But he was like, no, everyone's going to be able to come into to the United States. There's not going to be any issues. Which again, without giving any details as to what the nature of those conversations has been, nor giving any specifics as to what policy changes are going to happen for the American government to then say, yes, all of these fans are going to be allowed in, I'm not convinced by Infantino. He just keeps saying the same thing that they've been saying for months, which is that they've been having these conversations, but at some point, these conversations got to result in actual policy, okay? So if Infantino's watching this, and trust me, I've confirmed that FIFA officials have been watching my content, you need to give the fans more than just, we're working on it. You got to give clarity now. I mean, really should have been years ago that the clarity should have happened. And I, like I said, and I've been very vocal and very open about this, I blame both the Biden and Trump administrations for not providing that clarity, for being so anti-immigrant, so scared about people overstaying their visas and all that nonsense, that they've not given the fans the clarity that's needed to know, hey, am I going to be able to go to this World Cup or not? To the United States, at least, right? We do know that Mexico already said, President Sheinbaum had said, that fans that don't have a visa to get into the United States, they'll be able to come to Mexico, no problem. So, even though, we need a kind of like more official government policy, we at least know that with Mexico, fans are going to be able to go in, no problem, okay? Canada also has not necessarily highlighted how or what their visa process is going to be, so that's also interesting in that respect. We'll have to wait and see exactly what Canada produces in terms of official policy in order to be able to enter Canada itself for the World Cup, okay? So we'll have to see about that, okay? So that's the first part. Then Andres Cantor asked him about Iran. And I actually appreciate that Cantor kind of did put him on the spot about Iran, because, I mean, yes, the reality is Iran has qualified, and the chances are Iran is going to be drawn into a group that is going to play most, if not all, the games in the United States, okay? The only spot that Iran could be drawn into that will allow that team to play all of its games in the group stage, not in the United States, would be Group A, position number 3. That's how specific it has to be for Iran not to play in the United States in the group stage. And if it wins the group, then it'll have a home game in Azteca for the round of 32. Which, again, kind of doesn't make any sense, because you would think that's what Mexico is going to be aiming for, right? Okay. And so Iran is going to, if they make it past into the second round, they're going to play in the United States. So what is the situation there? Infantino gave a very, to me at least, and you can go watch the interview, and I know it was in Spanish, so you're going to have to get a translation of it, but to me it was almost well, we're working on it. And it's like, no, it should have been a more firmer, no, we're telling the American government they have to play, they qualify for the World Cup. So it just wasn't a very strong response by FIFA, in my humble opinion, to let the Iranian team in to play. Okay? So that's where that was kind of like my 2 cents on that interview. Okay? He keeps saying we're working on it with the visas, but we're running out of time. Iran, is going to be a flashpoint. And again, it might not just be Iran. Sudan is having a fantastic World Cup qualifier in Africa. They could make the World Cup first time. And then Venezuela también, right? Venezuela, 7th place right now in the repechaje en la eliminatorias de Conmebol. And if they make the playoff and they qualify to the playoff, they for sure are going to be excluded from coming into the United States. I mean, if this current administration in the White House is eliminating the TPS, the Temporary Protection Service, if it's eliminating every single asylum protection that the Venezuelan community has gotten, right, by Democrats, I gotta point that out. Democrats gave that all to, and guess how y'all paid them back? Voting for Trump. Anyway, Trump is eliminating all those protections for the Venezuelans. They ain't none of them gonna be allowed into the United States if Venezuela makes the World Cup. But there hasn't been an exclusion on visa from applicants from Venezuela. Okay, and all the deportations, what? Folks? So, we are very much still in uncharted territory with the visa process. No firm commitments, no firm policies. By the American government. And to some extent, Canada and Mexico's government as well, in order to be able to assure fans that they will indeed be able to come in. But it's not even just a visa situation, right? Cantor did not ask about this, I would say. And respectfully, if Andres Cantor does end up getting a clip of this video, I would say he needed to ask about the Border Patrol agents, at the ports of entry and how they're treating foreign tourists. Is that behavior going to change? Is FIFA concerned about those agents, interrogating people just because they want to come to a damn soccer game? So, all those things, I think FIFA and Infantino need to kind of stop putting the lipstick on the pig's face type of situation and just give us honest truths. The reality is, it ain't a good time to come to the United States. That's just the honest truth. Let's just be honest about it with the fans and start working with the American government to, allow the fans to come in. Hey, so how about you stop deporting people for a month? Do that. So yeah. Okay. Let me get to some of the questions here on YouTube. So what I think of the Miami game, I didn't get to see it because I was coaching. We have a big tournament this weekend. Hello everybody. Hello everybody on YouTube. I would like to go to World Cup from Australia to meet my uncle in New York. I'm 16. I would like to book a consultation. Any tips for me as a young traveler? You can book the consultation. Granted, I usually help folks within the United States, but you're also 16, so I would say you need to get your parents' permission. Panthers, let's go! Goal number 3. Oh man, the Panthers are going 3-0 in the series. I would say, I can't do consultations with folks 18 and under, 17 and under. So please go ahead and talk with your uncle first, and then have your uncle book that consultation. Thank you there, Oscar. Hey, child football fan, do you think World Cup would be worth it altogether? Daniel, in what respect? You'll need to kind of clarify the question there. Worth it in what respect? Ryan, if he mentions football unites the world, and then he can take cheaper tickets cheaper because the FIFA president said the football unites the world. Okay. Look, FIFA at the end of the day has to make money, right? That's their MO. That's their business model. But I do agree that I think FIFA is missing the point of what is this? He's missing the point in ticket prices being accessible to the public and to all fans, with this assumption that the American sports fan is willing to pay whatever amount to go, which unfortunately it keeps end up being true because fans are unwilling to organize themselves here in the United States to, organize it. Yeah, Panthers again! Yo! 3-0 in the series. Let's go. Carolina. Go home, Carolina. Oh, man, the Panthers are wrecking. Nice. Let's go. All right. Back to the footy. All right. Yeah, so I would say this. Infantino just needs to stop giving us like the salesman pitch and just kind of give us the real information. You know, give us the real information. You know, why are we doing dynamic pricing on tickets? You know, have you really made progress with the American government on the visa situation, on the treatment of tourists at the ports of entry? What is the actual progress we've done here? Because if you're just gonna keep giving us the salesman talking points, oh my God, football unites the world and everything, that doesn't help people plan, right? And the whole point of this is to help plan your travel, right? I can't give y'all good advice if FIFA and Infantino don't give good information for me to be able to analyze and provide my recommendations in turn. So, yeah. No matter how much it costs, the Europeans will still probably go to the World Cup. Maybe, but remember, it's not just been brown and black people that have been affected by the behavior by the Customs and Border Patrol agents. I think just now, I think I saw the news. It was a Danish person that has family in the United States that got interrogated for like several hours. I forgot exactly what the story was. I know a German citizen got detained for 2 weeks. You imagine a German person at an ICE detention center for 2 weeks? Because he had like some misdemeanor like 10 years ago. Like a Canadian got arrested for 2 weeks. A Welsh person got arrested. Like Europeans are getting affected by the draconian enforcement policies. So just because, we might assume, I think there's a lot of assumption that people are still going to come. And it might happen. It might still be that a lot of people come. But we need to be ready for these instances. Okay? So that's what it is. Okay? Do we know if the RTBs are affected by dynamic pricing? Not quite. I'm not sure how to answer that question. There's a whole Discord group. I'm trying to follow through their conversations to see if indeed the dynamic pricing affects the RTBs. But I would say this. Say the RTBs get you access to a non-dynamic price ticket. Well, that's going to make the RTBs in the current FIFA Collect market go up in price. So that in effect, it's like a dynamic pricing in reverse type of situation, right? But if the RTBs don't get you non-dynamic price tickets, then you guys spent a lot of money to get these RTBs. Cool, you got to the front of the line. That's worth something for many of you. But yeah, that's, I'm not sure how that's gonna work out for y'all. Oscar, yes, it is possible to have a consultation with your uncle and you. That's fine. Need to have adults, 18 and over, folks. With the adults, please. Come on now. I'm also an adult myself. Okay, there are probably gonna be more people at the fan festivals and actual games. Yes, but then that's the thing, right? These Customs and Border Patrol agents, when they see these fans coming in for the World Cup, right? And when the fan says, "Hey, I'm coming for the World Cup. This is my travel. This is my hotel accommodation, stuff like that. Cool. But they see that they don't have a ticket. Are these Customs and Border Patrol agents gonna be briefed that, hey, people are coming for the fan festivals too? Or are they gonna be stupid and they're gonna be like, oh no, you're trying to overstay your visa. You're trying to be all illegal and everything. No, we gotta arrest you or we can't let you in. Even though this person has spent thousands of dollars in hotel accommodations, flights, etc. So the Border Patrol, that's who I'm more concerned about, is the entry point. Are these Customs and Border Patrol agents going to be briefed properly on how to process fans for the World Cup? Or are they going to see everybody that's trying to come for the World Cup as public enemy number one? Because if that is the mentality that they're going to have, bro, it's going to be a shit show at the ports of entry. It's as simple as that. Joel, I'm sure that question will be on the next AMA RTB YouTube video. Good. So, folks that are about these FIFA Collect drops, they have that question about the dynamic pricing. Go ahead and join that group on Discord. They've been very informative. I've seen a lot of their work there. So, go ahead and join that. All right. TikTok, I'm gonna wave you goodbye. Join us on YouTube. Dale. All right. So, wave you TikTok goodbye. Maybe I should pop in on Instagram for a couple of seconds, see if anyone wants to join us from over here. So our ticket's going to be out in July for the World Cup? No. More than likely it's going to be beginning August, okay? It is probably not going to be July because the Club World Cup is still going on. Infantino still wants the Club World Cup to be a success, whatever that means. So, yeah. Yeah. Okay. Uh, yes, it did, Joel. Thank you so much. I did watch the video. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I probably have to watch it again. I watched it one time. I'm trying to understand these FIFA Collect Drop packs a little bit more. Um, but yeah. But thank you. It did work. All right. I'm gonna fire up the Instagram live for like a couple of minutes and just let people know that we're live on YouTube. Okay. Which round of sales will open in August? It would be the first one because there hasn't been any sales yet. Let's go, Panthers! 5-1! Let's go! We are wrecking Carolina! Let's go! Yo! Absolute wreckage! I can't believe that Toronto series went to 7 games, and this one might end up in a sweep. That is crazy. That is crazy. In August, yeah. Ryan, we don't know if it's single match again because Infantino didn't quite say if it's single match versus packages. Okay. I didn't even know that single match tickets for the Club World Cup are non-refundable at all. That's why you're not able to get a refund or just exchange it with the RTVs. Yes, they're not refundable. No. Tournament draw December. Okay. Instagram, thank you for joining here. We're going to be on just for probably like about 15, 20 minutes. Just wanted to let you know that we are live on YouTube live stream. So if you want to go ahead and join us on YouTube, go ahead. I'll let you, you can pay attention to here, but, we're showing a lot of more content there on YouTube. Will there be fan festivals for the Club World Cup? Probably not. Because the thing is that since the Club World Cup has been pretty much organized by FIFA itself, like, with Infantino, there has been no real major announcements or plans of fan festivals. If there's gonna be a fan festival, it'll be New York. It will be New York because New York is hosting both semifinals and the final. So if there's gonna be something for the Club World Cup, it'll be there. Okay. And again, YouTube, I'd like to remind you that you can support. And so the Panthers again. Let's go. Oh my God, Carolina should just quit the series. 6-1. Let's go. Let's go, man. This live stream is basically becoming a Panthers watch right here. Let's go. May I remind everybody, this team plays 5 miles away from the Florida Everglades, and we're wrecking everyone in hockey. I don't even like hockey like that, but damn, it's just been absolute destruction, man. Jeez. Too easy. Damn, man. Incredible. No. Incredible. All right. Back to the footy. I would think pricing would be affected by the tournament draw. Again, we don't know, Joel. Like, a lot of these things are new. All of these things are new, okay? Instagram, thank you for joining here. We are live on YouTube live stream. If you want to go ahead and join us on YouTube, I'm just getting on here on Instagram to let y'all know that, we do have the live stream going on YouTube, and you want to join us there because I'm going to break down these new FIFA Collect Packs. We already talked about Infantino's interview with Andres Cantor. So if you want to watch the full live stream, you can go ahead on YouTube after this is done. Watch it at that point, and then go from there. Okay. So again, folks, I'm just gonna keep the live here on Instagram going for a bit, and then you can go ahead and join us on YouTube. All right. So in August, will single game ticket admissions tickets around? We don't know yet. Okay. And again, YouTube, you can support my work by adding a donation to this live stream. You can purchase a sticker and, pretty much buy me a cup of coffee. Or if you want your question answered first before everybody else, go ahead, drop a donation, drop a dono, whatever amount that you can will be greatly appreciated. All right. And of course, with the Discord and the FIFA Collect, you do not have to use the Club World Cup tickets to get to the World Cup tickets. Good, right? Because I know there was those 2 packs that they were trying to sell like early, probably like 2 months ago. There's a fight. That they wanted you to use the Club World Cup tickets, and it was pretty much like an absolute joke. It's a total absolute joke that they were trying to do there. But yeah, that's basically what that is. Um, we don't know how much the packages for regular tickets are going to cost yet. We don't know the price of the tickets yet, okay? We don't quite know, okay? All right, let me go ahead into the next phase of our show today and talk about the FIFA Collect drops, okay? Because there was a whole new set of FIFA Collect drops that happened, and they're a little bit different, okay? There is still this one, Road to the Final Glory, which I believe we have discussed before. But then there's these 5, which wait a minute, what happened to the other ones? I thought I saw all the ones. I thought I saw San Francisco. This is very interesting. You're gonna have to watch the live stream again to check out what he said about that. Yeah, this is interesting because I thought I saw other cities involved, but now there's only 5 left. Okay, so people are picking these up kind of quick. So there's these city glory packs. Okay. For these 5 cities, I thought I saw San Francisco, and for some reason, San Francisco's not showing up anymore. So that's pretty interesting. Okay, so this one, City Glory Pack, Kansas City, RTB for the FIFA World Cup in your chosen city up to quarterfinals, plus 2 tickets for the FIFA Club World Cup. So this would only cost $269. So this is a straight up purchase a RTB, okay? Each pack randomly grants you a match from the multiple possible options covering different phases of the tournament, all hosted in the selected city, from group stage to the knockout rounds. Okay, so basically this pack will get you 1 city-themed pack with an RTB to a World Cup match, only 1 randomly selected from possible matches at the different stages of the tournament, from group to the quarterfinals. To be precise, 1 times RTB for 2 tickets if the match is in the group stage, or for the subsequent stages, 1 RTB, 1 ticket. So, for $269, there is a chance that you could get an RTB for 2 tickets if the game you land is in the group stage. If it's in the group stage. But if it's in the knockout round, round of 32, round of 16 quarterfinals, then it will only be an RTB for 1 ticket. I think that is very important for y'all to understand, and that's why y'all got to read this stuff very, very carefully. Okay? And there's no cap on the rewards. So that means every pack purchase comes with an exclusive benefit. Whether you buy 1 or several, each purchase is matched 1-to-1 with a FIFA Club World Cup 2025 ticket pack. Okay? And then, of course, you receive an airdrop of 2 Category 2 tickets to a FIFA Club World Cup match. So this is actually, I want to say this is a better right to buy. For $269, you have the possibility to get an RTB for 2 tickets. Okay? And then you will get 2 Club World Cup tickets Category 2. For $269 is not bad. Now, what games, okay, what the only concern here is I'm not told which Club World Cup game do I get. Does it say? Okay. Doesn't seem to tell me what Club World Cup matches I get. What if I just click buy now? I have to like sign up. I don't have an account. I don't have an account, you know. So yeah, Instagram. Okay. Thank you for joining. We are hosting the live stream on YouTube. So if you want to go ahead and join us on YouTube, I'm talking about the new FIFA Collect Drop packs. Okay. So join us on YouTube. All right. Yeah, I can see how many games are per supply. Yeah. So this is what I saw here. So this is group stage. This is group stage. Wait, is M58 group stage? Hold up. M58, Kansas City. Yeah, that's group stage. If we go back to this, M69, 14 left. M30, M69 is not group stage, right? Kansas City. Oh, it is group stage. Okay. So we have match 87. Match 87, match 100, right? So match 87 is round of 32. And then 100 is the quarterfinals. So that's how much is left. Okay? So that means you're more than likely going to get this one. Well, not really, because, I mean, there's still more of these combined. So you could possibly get either 3 games in the group stage or 2 in the knockout rounds. Yeah, thank you, Junior, for the look out there. So, yeah. If the Seattle committee said the World Cup tickets are going to be sold in October, why do they keep still changing the dates? Because Infantino can and says so, I guess. You know. So yeah, that's why. That's why it keeps changing, folks. But what it doesn't tell me is what Club World Cup tickets I would get, because then what if these Club World Cup tickets are in freaking LA? I don't want to travel to LA for the Club World Cup. I don't want to go from DC to LA. You see what I mean? So that's the only thing I would say. I would have liked it to have told me which Club World Cup games I can go, because for sure, then Dallas, for example, I need to travel somewhere. Kansas City, I need to travel somewhere, right? Yeah, that's that. Yeah, I would have to travel somewhere, because you get the, yeah. So it's the same thing, okay? Same concept as Kansas City, and then you receive two. Yeah, see, city and match assigned at random. So what if they give me the crappiest game, which is possible, and I overpaid for the game? So perhaps We Die versus Alain, category 2 tickets. I mean, it's probably that game is not worth $269 for 2 tickets, but you do get that. You do get these RTBs, which that is interesting. It is more interesting. This one for sure is a little bit more interesting. These are group stage games. And wow, there's still a lot of these actually. If you wanted to go to AT&T Stadium, because that's what M78 and M88 for Dallas, M78, M88 right here, I believe. Right? Is that M88? Sorry if I'm like looking into the screen. Or M88 or M83? No, M88. I'm like trying to zoom in. I mean, I just wish. Why does it not fully zoom in? I really. Dallas M8. Yeah, this is M88. So that's 2 games in the round of 32. Okay. So that's Dallas. All right. Instagram. We are live streaming on YouTube. So you want to go ahead and join us on YouTube. Go right ahead. Join us on YouTube. All right. We're talking about the FIFA Collect Drops. We've already talked about other topics too. So Kansas City, surprisingly, is more expensive than Dallas. That's actually a bit of a surprise. New York, I'm not surprised it's $389. Okay, that to me that makes all the sense in the world. But then why is this random? Why is this FIFA Club World Cup tickets random? Like, give me Club World Cup tickets to actually New York, because then I would have bought the New York pack. You see what I'm saying? I already purchased Club World Cup tickets when they came out. Can I still trade them in for an RTB? If you bought the tickets at Ticketmaster, oh wow, Carolina scored. I didn't even notice. If you buy the tickets through Ticketmaster, you can't trade them in through the FIFA Collect. I don't think that's how that would work. For those of you that do the trading on FIFA Collect, let me know. Okay, but I don't think that's the way you could do it. Okay. Again, YouTube. Remember, you can go ahead and donate to the live stream. Drop a dono by buying one of these stickers. Buy me a cup of coffee if you feel this information is worth all that I'm providing to y'all. So go ahead, hook it up with a cup of coffee. I do more drinking coffee than drinking booze, so you know. Although I'm and I can't really drink too much beer, so go figure. So drop a coffee donation if you like. So yeah. Okay. Okay. So that is the City Glory Pack New York for $389, which, I mean, it is interesting, because then you have M17. Okay, so you have all these games here still available. Okay. The only thing that's throwing me off of these packs, before I would say, like, yes, this pack does make a lot of sense, you know, is the fact that I don't get told which Club World Cup ticket I would get, because these do kind of make sense if you're able to get a group stage game, right? The RTB for 2 group stage games, right? Like Philadelphia's got 5 of these games, right? So like look at Philadelphia. You have more chances to get an RTB for 2 tickets in the group stage for Philadelphia. You see that? And then 1 knockout, M89. Wait. No, M89 is M89? Hold on. M89, is that the 4th of July game? That's the 4th of July game. Actually. Wow. So if you really care about witnessing the 4th of July in the United States, in Philadelphia, then this might be the best pack, because you either get the 1 RTB for that game, or you get the opportunity to get 2 tickets, an RTB for 2 tickets for 5 of these group stage games. So Philadelphia seems to make a lot of sense with this pack, whereas with New York, if we go back to New York, you get 4 group stage, 2 knockout. Right? Because again, the whole point is to try to maximize the value of this purchase. I think FIFA's making the matches random so that they can sell more tickets for less popular matches for like Ulsan versus Sundowns. Yeah, in Orlando. Yes, I totally agree with you. The problem with that randomness is that then the fan then also has to make travel arrangements to go to said game. And I think that's the problem. You know? That you're not really giving the fan clarity in these packs. Hey, this is the game you should expect. Which, of course, might reduce the fans' desire to purchase said pack. Which I'm very much well aware of that, you know? But yeah. And then Houston, you get the following supply. Which, if we look again at the calendar in Houston, M65 is this one. So you would get 4 group stage. There's a lot of availability for Houston. I'm surprised Houston's pricing is $299, whereas Dallas is $239. Or like Houston's more expensive than Philadelphia. The price is a little off for me, to say the least. And I thought I saw Bay Area, but maybe people bought Bay Area tickets, so that is totally a possibility as well. So again, folks, Instagram last call. If you want to join us on the YouTube live stream, you can go ahead and do so at this time. So I'll see you in the YouTube live stream that I'm hosting right now, where we just finished talking about the FIFA Collect Packs. I'm going to go ahead and answer additional questions that you might have regarding the World Cup. If you want to go ahead and support me on YouTube, go ahead and join the live stream right now. Okay. So I think what I will say this about the FIFA Collect Packs, about these 5. They might be worth it. I would have been 100%, yeah, go ahead. This is actually a good purchase. Had they told me what FIFA Club World Cup tickets I'm getting. But because they're not telling me what FIFA Club World Cup tickets I'm getting, it's kind of like, okay, so what if you give me 2 tickets out to Seattle or to LA and I live on the East Coast? Like that's not profitable to me. So I just paid $269 or $389 for an RTB, right? For an RTB, yeah, that's just what I paid it for. $389, $269. Let me see the prices here again. Yeah, $269, $389, $299. So basically, I paid that amount for an RTB because then the Club World Cup tickets are going to be useless for me if I don't want to travel all the way to LA from New York, for example, or in my case, DC to LA. I don't want to do that. So I would have liked if FIFA would have given a little bit more clarity, a little bit more, more transparency of what FIFA Club World Cup tickets I would have been able to get with these packs. So, yeah, questions, chat, YouTube. Again, you can support my work by dropping a donation, by buying one of these stickers. Go right ahead and do so. You want me to answer your question first? You want priority on it? Go right ahead. Is On Location doing Mexico's hospitality? Yes, but they're not selling any of the hospitality packages yet. There. All right, Instagram. I'm going to go ahead and end the live right here. Go ahead and join us on YouTube live stream, okay? So go ahead and join us over on YouTube. Okay. YouTube, what questions we got? What questions we got, YouTube? We're now pretty much fully exclusive to YouTube. Okay? So, yeah. Okay. You want to go to a World Cup round of 16 game in Seattle? Well, it's possible. You just got, you just need a, what additional questions do you have about that? All right. Oh, okay. So far we talked about Infantino's interview with Andres Cantor. We talked about these FIFA Collect Drop Packs. What other questions do you folks have? Let me just go ahead and pop on the screen this other chart that I created about the pathways to glory that the host countries will have for the 2026 World Cup. Also happy to give some general soccer hot takes too. I can't tell you how much a given follow your team package price will be. There's really is no way to be able to give such a prediction, and also kind of pointless in my opinion too. Oh, Inter Miami drew 3-3. Nice. Segovia with the late. Wow. Okay. Good shit, Inter Miami. We're still not winning though. I know everyone's budget for the World Cup is different, but how much are you saving up to spend for the World Cup? Honestly, man, I only got $1,000 saved. You know, I spent earlier in the year $6,000 to pay off my student loans. So I, just decided to, in many ways, kill my World Cup budget to be able to just be student debt free, and I don't regret that decision at all. So we'll see how much money I can recover back in order to be able to, go to the World Cup at least to more games, which is why there's been this big push to get YouTube monetized as fast as possible, so in that way I can earn that passive income there. Well, not really passive, right? You still got to create the content. So yeah. Imagine France plays USA in Seattle. USA's second match here in Seattle. Yeah, that's true. Oh, okay, so you do live in Seattle. That's what I'm saying. Okay. Yeah, France would easily knock out the US. Simple as that. Kara, how do we know what section of seating to buy that has the best chance of being in the fan section or interaction with players? So, good question. I think for that type of seating, you're going to want to sign up with the federation of the team you wish to, be a part of directly. So if you're going to support the U.S., you want to sign up for the U.S. Soccer Insiders program or with the American Outlaws, because then they're going to be given tickets by the federation for those specific sections. Okay? Because I don't see it being sold by FIFA, or at least that was not my experience, not that I was looking for it. But also if you look at the Club World Cup, right? The Club World Cup, they went ahead and they had the clubs sell the club supporters seating as opposed through Ticketmaster. So you want to go ahead and check, either sign up to be, with the national federation that you want to support with their supporters groups, and that way you can have access to that seating. Okay. I've saved $100 a month since Qatar. Well, if you've done that, that means you had $2,400 in 2 years, 36. Okay. Probably need to save a lot more now. A lot more. Hope tickets will be cheaper than for the UCL final. As a PSG fan, I checked the tickets for Munich, and it was more than $2,500. Yeah, it's not going to be cheaper than that. For the Club World Cup or World Cup? Okay, if you're talking about World Cup, it ain't going to be cheaper than 2,500 euros. I can tell you that much right now. All right? The dynamic pricing is going to shoot the price of those tickets up to ridiculous levels. And unfortunately, people here in the States are going to pay that amount because they don't know any better. Unfortunately, that is a bit of the reality. Okay? That is a bit of that reality that we have, okay? So, yeah. Is this Paris? What do you think about just buying a hospitality package ticket for multiple games and picking one game you want to go to and then selling the rest? Herman, I don't know. I don't even know if you're allowed to do that, to be completely honest with you, because, that's with On Location. I would have to ask them when I have my appointment if there's, a resale policy involved, like if I attempt to resell my hospitality package, if that voids the rest of my package or not. So yeah, I would have to check back with you on that one. So yeah, we might make history in a week, Oscar. Oh yeah, with Paris. Yeah, it's true. Paris might win. At that point, I think I would want Paris to win. I like Luis Enrique as a coach for sure. But, I mean, no beef with Inter, to be honest. I just hope that game is great. You got 12 RTBs for 3 games under $250 average. All right. 12 RTBs for 3 games? So, I'm guessing you have, a spread that you're looking to aim for there. Okay. Well, that's all right. I mean, that's good. You have a spread of games that you want to go to, to organize yourself for. So, that's good. All right. So, on the screen right here, folks, just to kind of, talk about the rest of the night, again, I'm able to offer just let's talk about just general soccer takes and everything. Oh, do I have a spicy one for about the USMNT? So we'll get to that in a second. But just in the screen in front of you, I've created this Pathways to Glory chart, which was originally created by FIFA, of course, but I just kind of had to put it in a spreadsheet format where you see where Mexico, Canada, USA, if they finish first or second, where they would play in the knockout rounds, of course, if they make it all the way to the World Cup final, which I know won't happen for either of these 3 teams. I predict the USA, so far at least, gets grouped. Mexico maybe gets to that 5th game, which kind of is the round of 16, but whatever. They got the 5th game. They might make it to Miami. If again just because of Azteca, but who knows? And in Canada, maybe they make round of 32. So there's that. But there's that chart right there. If you have questions about how these teams would travel to each of these places or anything of that sort, go ahead and ask it in the chat. Again, folks, remember that you can support my work on YouTube by donating a sticker. All right, you could donate a sticker. Support my work. Any donation amount, I would greatly appreciate it. All right. And the Panthers win. Dolly. Yo, I can't. The Panthers just went ape shit on these guys, bro. They straight up just it was 1-1, and then all of a sudden it was 5-1 before I knew it. Crazy, man. Absolute insanity. All right. 4 tickets apiece. Gotcha. Will the dynamic pricing affect the On Location and Absolute Sport packages? Well, with On Location, it's already affected it, right? Remember at the beginning, okay, when they started selling the Mexico or the Azteca Pavilion packages, they started selling them at $9,500. Then they stopped. And then 4 days later, that price went up to over $14,000. So dynamic pricing is already affected On Location. With Absolute Sport, not yet. And I hate to create that anxiety because I'm not trying to say this to oh my God, entice people to buy the packages now. But I think there's also a little bit of common sense that, well, if the prices are going up everywhere else, Absolute Sport at the end of the day is a business, right? They're in the sports entertainment business. You would anticipate that they would also increase their prices. So, that's like a weird way of saying if buying now at the price that it is before dynamic pricing does happen to Absolute Sport. And that's just bound to happen. Again, I'm not trying to say this to try to entice people to buy packages that they can't afford. Definitely don't buy a package if you can't afford it. But just think about it, right? If dynamic pricing is affecting everything else, yeah, you best believe it's gonna affect packages. It's already affecting On Location. And yeah, best believe it's going to affect Absolute Sport. I can't tell you exactly when those changes will happen because I'm not privy to those conversations. But I think it's safe to say that you should anticipate some sort of dynamic pricing, aka price increase, happening to those packages. Absolutely. But surely group stage games are going to be much less than $2,500, right? Per game? Probably, right? But again, that's the problem with dynamic pricing. Say it's last World Cup, what was some of a big marquee match of Germany-Spain? That ticket could easily be $2,500 now because of the dynamic pricing. That's why dynamic pricing is stupid, it's predatory, and really FIFA's betraying all fans by adopting dynamic pricing. It's not a thing that American sports fans love. It's bullshit. We don't like it, okay? It's the owners. It's the unhinged capitalism that we have. I know a lot of people call it leg stage capitalism. I like to call it unhinged capitalism, okay? Because it's what do you mean? If people really want to go to this game, you're going to increase the price of it all of a sudden? That's bullshit, to say the least, okay? For your pathways, do you have scenarios for the third place teams in the groups? No, not for these 3 teams, right? Because at that point, then it gets complicated because it depends on the math, right? So there's a very tiny chance that the USA, for example, finishes third place in their group and they get to play, say they win the round of 32 knockout match, that they get to play the round of 16 game in Philadelphia for July 4th. There's a very tiny chance that happens. So it's very difficult to predict the pathways when it depends on where you finish in the best third place. 1 through 8. So yeah, it's difficult to make that analysis right now. It probably will, even after the draw, it'll be difficult because then you're saying, oh, well, if they finish number 1 of the third places versus the number 8 of the third places. Right. So group stage games for a given group are going to be held in the same country? No, seismically. Actually, that is not the case. I do have another spreadsheet for that. If we go here, if we go to this travel analysis. So, as you can see in the chart here, okay, There's not one group that is fully in Mexico, and there's not one group that is fully in Canada. Okay, so that's why when I was talking about like teams like Iran or Sudan who could be affected by a Trump travel ban, the only way Iran could play their group stage games at least in Mexico is if they get placed in Group A, slot number 3, because they have to avoid that game in Atlanta. But that's it. There's no only Canada group in this tournament, no only Mexico group. As you can see, there are several groups that are only USA, like USA's Group D is only USA. Well, actually, no, not even, because they have one game in Vancouver. Which is there any group that is only USA as well? Actually, I'm looking. No, Vancouver. Oh yes, Group I. No, not Group I. Look at that, Toronto. Oh, this is the only group that's only USA. Group J. That's only within the country of the United States. Okay. Wow. Watch. Wow. RSL could not finish that. Wow. So this is the only group that's only within the United States, right? Yeah. Because everything else has at least Toronto, Guadalajara, Vancouver, Monterrey, Toronto. Oh, and this group, Group C. Yeah, in Group C. So Group C. Let me make a note here. Only USA as like the group. And then what was it? Group J. So only Group J and Group C are in the United States wholly. All other groups, you have some international travel involved to either Canada or to Mexico, right? Yep, Vancouver here, Atlanta there. So only 2 of these groups of the 12 are only fully in one country. So yeah. So group stage games for a given group are going to be held in the same. No. So now, so stupid question. So stupid question. But you think four Gs is enough for 2 Mexico for all your team packages? No. No. Sorry, it's not. Remember, they increased on location, increased the price of the hospitality packages for the FIFA Pavilion, which is the cheapest of the hospitality packages, by 60% when they realized the demand. 60%. So, no, 4Gs is probably not going to be enough. To follow Mexico, no. If to follow your Mexico hospitality package is worth $14,000, may I suggest half of that $14K is probably for the regular tickets. I would anticipate $7,000. I would save for $7,000 and not be surprised if it's higher than that. Do you think the next World Cup will be this crazy? Or is it a U.S. Ticketmaster thing? I do think that a lot of it is a U.S. Ticketmaster thing. I think there's going to be so much backlash to this that FIFA will be forced to recant on this model. I know they're trying to implement it like I know Valencia. Somebody in Spain was really like their supporters groups were like really pissed off about this. So there is that. But I think there's going to be a lot of pushback, and FIFA's going to be like, all right, we got our bag. We can reduce the prices back down again. And I really do think this is, call me a conspiracy theorist, but if we align the dots together, I really do think this is also that Saudi Arabia in 2034 can come in as the saviors of football and be like, hey, the tickets will be the cheapest it's ever been. Because I can see the Saudis do that move. They're going to be like, the tickets will be so cheap, just come to our country. Because what really Saudi Arabia is trying to do geopolitically, right? And yeah, you got to bring politics to this. It's part of their Saudi Arabia Vision 2030 project. They didn't get to host the World Cup in 2030, but they're hosting the World Expo in 2030, which is a very big deal. It's a very big cultural event. And it's all about presenting Saudi Arabia as a country of the future, as a country of progress, which I mean they have had some progress, but still kind of it's still a monarchy. It still has human rights issues. Like there's a bunch of problems still with Saudi Arabia. All right, don't get it twisted. All right, there's still issues there. All right. But again, I mean, I live in the U.S. and you look at all the stuff that we're doing right now, right? So I do think the prices for the tickets will come back down for the next two World Cups after, culminating in Saudi Arabia basically maybe providing the cheapest tickets in World Cup history. Because all they want people to do is to come to Saudi, experience Saudi, in order to repair their image. Sports washing 101. Okay? So yeah. Richie, 77. Have you heard any of anyone having issues purchasing the packs? I've tried multiple ways with the crypto route and debit card route. Well, I haven't because I'm not really too involved in the RTB packs. You should join the Discord community that FIFA Collect has offered, and they do have like a help desk of some sort there on the Discord. So I will check in with that. I would check in with that Discord channel for more information there. How do you think the stadium atmosphere is going to be if most true football fans do get priced out? I think it's going to be weird for the Club World Cup too, where ultras won't be able to travel most likely. I do think you're gonna really see some impact of of these like supporters groups not being able to come from their home countries to the U.S. Be really felt. It's gonna feel very Are there going to be some teams that are going to have a lot of good support? Yes. I mean, Real Madrid, Bayern, Manchester City. The big teams will have their supporters, right? But like I think supporters that teams that depend on their supporters to travel, like Al Ahly, right? Excuse me on the screen right there. Like Al Ahly, like Wydad, that they really need their supporters to travel from their home countries to go watch these games. I think those teams are going to struggle with support. Oh, Vancouver! Oh, wow! How does Vancouver not score that? Wow! How does Vancouver not score that? Damn, dude, you're wide open too. Wow! Wow! Should have scored that. Wow! He is wide open. Wow! And does not score. Incredible. Anyway, so yeah, I think this is more. It's gonna be seen in this tournament, the lack of fan base, the lack of support that people are going to have for this tournament because, these teams are going to lack their supporters and FIFA is going to freak out and I wonder how they're going to react to that. I'll be very curious to see how they react to that, all right? Man, I forgot to mention here on YouTube, folks, make sure that you are subscribed to my channel. There's a lot of you that are not subscribed, watching my content, not subscribed, so make sure you subscribe. You like the live, okay? And then you click on the bell button, so that way, you're notified of these lives as well. Okay. To be honest, dynamic pricing kind of happens directly for UCL games too. A ticket resale when resellers, yeah, but that's ticket resales. Whereas the dynamic pricing is more, it happens on the go. It's more of an on the go type of situation that is, rigged by algorithms. So that's not really something that's like fan friendly at all, and it lacks regulation, which is the other part of it, right? If we want regulations, if we want control over these systems, then we need to. Oh, that's a golazo. Oh wow, foul. Wow. Yeah, I mean, you need government regulations for that. End of the day. At least they're not going backwards like the U.S. like us. I mean, and again, that's Saudi Arabia's play, and like I said, that's my conspiracy theory. But I think it's based on understanding because I've been to the United Arab Emirates 5 times. I've been to Qatar. Haven't been to Saudi Arabia, but based on my conversations with people in the region, even friendships that I've developed over there in that part of the world, you kind of get a pulse for things, right? And the pulse I'm getting is Saudi Arabia really is desperate to fix their image. I can easily see them pulling the flex of, we're going to offer these tickets the cheapest it's ever been. Because it's all about Arabian hospitality. It's all about, come to our country and see the wonders of it, the beauty of it. And look, I wouldn't be surprised if there's still some sort of like 9/11 kind of vibes there in the sense of like, majority of the people that did that, are from there, right? Or were from there. So yeah, right, the uncomfortableness of all that, right? So I think this is really part of that Vision 2030 by Saudi Arabia to fix their image. Whether it's going to be successful or not, that's up to people. But that is what I would predict would be their game plan. Okay. So they're going to sell the tickets prior to the national draw. Yes, there's going to be a period of time. We just don't know how long it is that they're going to sell these tickets before the draw. At least the tickets for the Club World Cup are pretty cheap for the group stage. Well, for some of the teams, not for all of them. Like Real Madrid is still pretty expensive. It's just travel that's expensive. Got my ticket for PSG Legend for 60. Okay, so for some teams it's gonna be cheap, yes. But agreed, the travel, it's a little bit weird right now because there has been a dip in airline prices so far. But again, depending on where you're traveling to and where you're traveling from, the price of travel could be either expensive or not expensive. I'm not really planning to buy any of the hospitality packages, or at least not yet. I do have the $1,000 deposit there for my wife and I, but we're just unsure right now. I'll listen to their offer for their 2 match packages, but I'm probably not even doing that. Really, I want to go to a Colombia game. That's really, I've gone down from 16 cities, 16 countries to just like, look, just give me Colombia. Give me one of those Colombia games, and that's it. Like, the price increase has just been so stupid that yeah, it's just dumb. It's just been completely dumb to say the least. Okay, so yeah. Whew. Wow. I'm getting sleepy. It's been a long day today because I was coaching our I was we had our youth tournament today, and we had some success, but none of our teams unfortunately got to the final. So we got 2 more games tomorrow, and then I'm done. So I'll at least have a little bit more of a break later on. Tomorrow in the afternoon, hopefully. So yeah. So yeah. So probably be much cheaper if you support a smaller team than one of the big European or South American nations. Yes, if the dynamic pricing is implemented the way that most people think it would be implemented, yeah, it'll be much cheaper to support Sudan than it would be Germany. Yes. That's weird. It's unfortunate that we're doing that now with this World Cup. But Infantino saw money bags and he just could not resist. I mean that's just the reality of it. You don't do dynamic pricing unless you really are thinking about how much money you can make. It's as simple as that. And actually, I would have a lot more respect for Infantino and FIFA if they just would say that. And they're just honest with us, right? Be like, yo, look, we're gonna do dynamic pricing because we want more money. Just be honest about it. Ain't nothing wrong with being honest with people. Okay? Nothing wrong with it. So, but yes, technically, if you were cheering for a smaller team, the tickets will be cheaper. That's pretty much kind of a given at that point. Ronaldo to Botafogo rumors. I've been hearing the Ronaldo to Rayados. I've been hearing absolutely everything about Ronaldo. Guys, if you can't realize that all of this Ronaldo conversation, all this Ronaldo talk, is to A, further encourage you to spend money on the Club World Cup, B, get you to go to actually go to these games if they're able to pull some sort of stupid move for Ronaldo to go to Rayados or Botafogo. Like, that is just FIFA trying to convince you to spend money on their tournament. Like the fix is in at that point. The fix is in. And if Miami somehow gets out of that group, which I really do not think Inter Miami, the way they're playing right now, is not going to get out of that Club World Cup group. I mean, I already said that they weren't going to get out before this recent run of form. But you best believe. Dale, thank you, Sasha. Thank you. You best believe that they're gonna try to make us that Messi Ronaldo can face in the final, because that's what would sell the rest of these Club World Cup tickets, and that's how FIFA makes bank, and that's how FIFA can then go back to these teams and say, we're gonna do the Club World Cup because look how much it sold. Of course, the clubs will be like, of course it sold. You basically rigged it to be Ronaldo v Messi. Like, it's just so like, oh man, I see it clear with my eyes. I see it. But, it is what it is, folks. I'm not trying to give it any credence because I don't want people to all of a sudden to start spending money. Wow, I am yawning big. Excuse me, YouTube. Wow, but it is 11 o'clock, and I guess it's just had a long day, coaching. But Ronaldo to Club America. Yo, do it before the LAFC game too, so that way they can just smash LAFC, then they get in. That's the another one too. Okay, let's do hot takes. Let's do some hot takes before we end the show today. But yo, we all know who FIFA wants to win between LAFC and Club America. Like, I'm sorry if you're an LAFC fan, but we all know who FIFA wants to win. All right, Club America. Now, remember, Nashville's under ICE, raids and all that crap. So I'm surprised if even Club America fans are gonna be able to show up in Nashville because they're also gonna get deported because screw ICE at that point. But regardless, FIFA wants Club America. Like let's just be honest. Chat, and you can tell me if I'm wrong or not. But FIFA would want Club America as opposed to LAFC. They would want it. So that's that. But yeah, this whole Ronaldo thing, man, it's just a bunch of just like trying to entice you, man. Trying to entice you. It's like Fulano on the street, right? Like, hey, I got the goods. Ronaldo could be coming. We don't need visas. We're already here. Fair enough, but everybody else does. Actually, one last question. Do you understand how many loan players could be bought in for the World Cup by each team? I think they said something about 6 or something. Bro, again, all of that shenanigans is to get you to buy tickets for these games. That's all it is. It's shenanigans. The fact that they have to create a special loan window. Man. I was fully expecting FIFA to pull some stuff to get Al Nassr to replace Leon at first. Listen, and it would have worked, right? Or maybe they would have put Barcelona in. Right? Maybe they would have put Barcelona in. I wouldn't have been surprised. The fact that they went with LAFC Club America was like actually a bit surprising because that's how they cover their asses. I was saying, hey, we weren't really trying to be that greedy, all right? But hey, we'll put it in Club America, so we can maybe get that money from Club America. So like they're gonna be really mad at LAFC wins. Like I guess if we want to cheer against FIFA, we want LAFC to win. If we want to piss off FIFA for the Club World Cup, cheer for LAFC. Which I know for many of the Galaxy fans is like a hell no. But if we really want to stick it to FIFA, that's probably the team we want to support. Because if Club America gets in, then it basically becomes like, yeah, that was basically a cash money grab. 1,000%. 1,000%. So yeah. Thank you, Sasha Mickey, for the questions there. Again, folks, remember you can support my YouTube live streams right now with a dono. You can buy a sticker. You should have that option right there in the chat. Donate whatever amount you want. Donate for a cup of coffee. I don't really drink, so if you feel more comfortable donating for a cup of coffee, go right ahead. Probably do need some coffee right now, actually. Then go ahead. Any donation would be appreciated. Okay. Happy to answer other questions. Oh, the one other hot take I had regarding the United States. Pulisic. What an unserious player. I will be on the record saying this. But imagine if Luchito Diaz went up to the Colombian Federation and be like, yo, I don't want Copa America, bro. Like, I need rest. Bro, I'm not doing Copa America. Bro, like, are you joking? Or Harry Kane goes up to England and be like, yo, I need a break, bro. Like, I don't care about the Euros. I'm good. What about Sonny? Going to South Korea and be like, bro, I don't care about the Asian Cup, bro. Like, I'm done. Or imagine if Drogba would have been like during his heyday with the African Cup of Nations, be like, yo, I want to take a break. No, you don't take a break for your continental tournament, especially if you take into account that the U.S. has no World Cup qualifying. They have no other competitive games to use as preparation before 2026. They have meaningless friendlies that are not really the same thing. Pulisic is just basically the definition and really the example of what is going on in our country today. Unserious player that just got deemed Captain America for really no reason, didn't lead America out of the group stage of the Copa America, 2 straight big L's in the CONCACAF Nations League, and now it's not even gonna lead the last effort for the Gold Cup. Like Carlos Vela, but at least he said he wasn't coming back, even though he retracted later. Yeah, like Carlos Vela. But like, instead, you're gonna go take a break. You're gonna film your mid Paramount Plus documentary. Why are we doing a documentary about a guy that, 26? Well, how old is he? 26, 27? Like, bro, like we've already put him too much on the pedestal. And I think all of this is part of, his stock, for me personally, yes, did fall after he did that little stupid ass Trump dance. Okay? And he's like, oh, I didn't think it was going to be a big deal. Nah, bro, own it. Own it. That's when I started realizing, oh, this play is unserious. Because you're not even going to own your support for Trump. Like, I mean, you did that little stupid dance. You knew that was going to piss off people. I was going to piss off half your fan base. Okay? So you're being unserious. You want all the glory at AC Milan, even though AC Milan's not even in Champions League next year. And they're not in any European football, right? Let me know, chat. I don't think AC Milan's in any European football next season, if I'm not mistaken. They could just not be champions. And then you're not going to lead your team in the continental tournament of your home continent the year before the World Cup, when you know that is the only set of competitive matches, no matter the opponent. It's the only set of competitive matches that you have. I get it. You're tired. So is everybody else. I understand the whole congestion thing about the Club World Cup, this and that. Yes, I understand all of that. But my God, bro, like what message? You are the supposed captain of this team. What a message you're sending to U.S. soccer, to its fans, 1 year away from the World Cup. The level of unseriousness and entitlement that is happening here is insane. You have a documentary being filmed about you, bro. What have you achieved as a player? I'm sorry to say, but I think there's other players more deserving of a documentary of their own. Donovan at least has achieved, titles with LA Galaxy at least, and at least had the magic moments of the 2002 World Cup. What have you done, Pulisic? A goal with your dick versus Iran. Great. Got us to around 16. Didn't do much else after that. That's it. So, no Europe, right? No Europe for Milan. So, to me, I think this is just a very piss poor decision by Pulisic. He needs to be leading the team of the United States. You're the captain, you lead it. Unless you say, yo, you know what? I'm going to abdicate my captaincy, give it to somebody else. I need a break. That would have been the deal if I would have done with U.S. Soccer. But clearly, U.S. Soccer is coddling to him. Pochettino, I'm actually surprised at that one. Pochettino coddling to Pulisic. Bro, you want a break? Give up your captaincy then. Simple. Simple. You got to earn it back. You want a break? That's the cost. Because the United States is hosting the World Cup next year. You think anyone's going to take the U.S. seriously now for the World Cup? They're going to be cheering to be in that group with the United States now. The way Pulisic is treating it. Not just Pulisic. I think McKennie's not going to be participating. I didn't even look at the roster. Probably should look up at this USMNT roster. Because there's going to be so many people. USMNT roster. Over here, Pochettino naming a bunch of MLS players. Like, wait a minute. Was this when that all of a sudden we start going back? He named goalkeepers, Sack Steffen, Matt Turner's not even playing with Crystal Palace. Like, Matt Turner's absolutely been on the bench. Why are we calling Matt Turner? Freese, Schulte, and Steffen. All right, whatever. Arpston, Serginho Test, finally. That's good for him. Alex Freeman, DeJuan Jones, Mark McKenzie, Tim Ream. Chris Richards, I mean, he's basically the only one right now with Crystal Palace. Miles Robinson. So, wait a minute. So if Chris Richards, who actually won a freaking trophy, is willing to go for the Gold Cup, make him captain. Make him captain. Brandon Aronson, that guy has never been able to prove anything. Tyler Adams keeps getting injured. Sebastian Berhardt, I mean, he did kind of screw up Inter Miami. I will accept that one. Johnny Cardoso, Luca de la Torre. Luca de la Torre has been lost for a while. Diego Luna. You want a dog in this team? That's Diego Luna right there. Apparently, he had a good game tonight too. Isn't Diego Luna part of RSL? Or is he Colorado Rapids? I forgot what team is Diego Luna in. Jack McGlinnan, Quinn Sullivan, Malik Tillman, Sean Sawatsky. Yeah. And then Patrick Ayemeng forward. Balogun's also kind of falling off the earth. Damian Downs, Brian White, yes, Vancouver, and Haji Wright. Where's McKenny? Where's Wea? Where's Musa? Where's Pulisic? Where's the supposed golden generation of players? Unaccounted for. It's pretty disappointing. No one's gonna take the United States as a serious soccer opponent next summer. No one's gonna take them seriously, folks. So that's my hot take. That's my rant on U.S. soccer. Yeah, absolutely trash, bro. Absolutely trash. All right, your questions, your comments, your feedback. Oh, Pepe. Yeah, Pepe's missing too. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah, and apparently there was this massive fight in San Diego and the Galaxy, dude. That is wild, man. That is wild that they're all fighting each other, bro. Ah, yeah. Brandon Vasquez. Look at all these guys, man. All these guys, bro. Like, it's insane. All of these guys are missing. I'm watching the Messi replay here on his free kick. That is wild. He hit it straight out of the keeper, and the keeper still couldn't stop it. Wow. That is wild. That is absolutely wild. Holy shit. Wow. That is a hell of a free kick by Messi. He straight up just shot it at the keeper, be like, yo, stop this, bro. He straight up shot it at the keeper. Did he see something in his eyes? He straight up shot it at the keeper. Oh, my God. How the hell did they tie that game? I don't know, man. I don't know. All right. Final questions. Hour 17 live. Let's go ahead and start wrapping this up. Final questions. Final comments in the chat. Again, if you want to donate, please go ahead and donate. I know I kind of hate asking for money. But we're not there yet with the 4,000 watch hours. We're getting there. We are getting there. Okay? So go ahead. Donate if you like. I'll see about if we are going to do... if we will do the live stream tomorrow night. Don't really have too much new information, so probably might just skip it. But we'll see. Which city has the best public transportation to the stadium? Maybe Atlanta, because you can connect straight to downtown, and I mean you'd have to get to your hotel. New York, because they're building a transitway from Secaucus Station of the New Jersey Transit to MetLife. Seattle, from SeaTac, it has straight to downtown. It's probably who I would rank. In Mexico City. Yeah, Mexico City. That's who I would rank. For now. At least from what I've been able to travel and experience with. When is the next stream? Yeah. I had a plan for one for tomorrow. I don't have any new information, so I could just make it just Q&A. Whatever you guys want to ask, I'm happy to answer different types of questions. So could do it. Miami? No, absolutely not. Miami's absolute trash. There's only one bus route that goes up to Hard Rock Stadium. There's no train that goes up to Hard Rock Stadium. Absolutely not Miami, folks. Miami, in my honest opinion, would be dead last in public transportation. And they have not announced any public transportation plans whatsoever either. I would rank Miami dead last. So yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'll see if we do the stream tomorrow. Like I said, I don't have any new info, so like I said, it could just be a general chat. So yeah. All right. Folks, thank you so much for watching the live. Again, make sure you're subscribed. Make sure you click on the like button. Click on the bell button. No, there is a metro station near Azteca. I was able to at least go back in 2022. I was able to get off the train. So there is one. It's like literally at Estadio Azteca. So yeah. All right. I'll let the live stream, kind of run for like a minute or two in case you want to donate a sticker to the show. Go ahead and do so. You should have that option available to you in the chat. Let me know if you don't see it, then then maybe I can get you some information on how to do that. But the stickers are available. Again, if you want to donate a cup of coffee, which I might want to, I don't know if I want to take coffee right now, but you can go ahead and donate as well. But again, folks, thank you so much for joining me on the live stream this evening. This has been the Travel Football Fan Show. Still no sponsors to the Travel Football Fan Show. I know I kind of did have one in the conversations, but it hasn't happened yet. But folks, thank you so much. Really appreciate your time. Dale, mi gente.